Recently, since the successful release of Blue Lock Rivals, we've been seeing plenty of developers go out of the way to start making sports games, and to be completely honest, we saw this coming. This was nothing new. But while this may be good for people who love all of these sports anime, why is this going to negatively impact Roblox? But to start us off, we just have to talk about the current state of the current anime sports games that are on the platform. And we have been getting sports games for a while now. We have Lock, we have games like Spike, we have games like Neo Soccer League, and we have other games that I don't care about, so I'm not about to list them. And if you're a fan of them, bro, I'm so sorry. I genuinely just don't know any more anime sports games other than those ones that I named. But these anime sports games really just set the stage for the future anime sports games that we got. Now, when you hear someone talk about Blue Lock, currently you gonna hear them talking about Blue Lock Rivals. But back in the day, you'd hear them talking about Lock. You'd hear them talking about Neo Soccer League. You might have even heard the underground people talking about Shoot-On, however you say it. But to build on my point even further, take Blue Lock Rivals for example. When you get into the game, you already have a style chosen for you. You can put in codes, you can level up, you can buy some new spins with Robux, and boom, there's your build. After that, it only depends on your skill. But then you have a game like Lock, where you can make your character exactly how you want him to be. You can make Brody 5'3" if you wanted to, but make him run as quick as a cheetah. You can make that man tall as Shaq, fat as Shaq, but make him run like a cheetah. You can't necessarily control the height and all that, the traits. You just gotta get lucky. I'm gonna be so real with you, but if you end up getting lucky, you got them catered to how you want them to be catered. But you can really personalize your build, customize it to how you want it to be, and you can play with your build just like that. And I'm not gonna go too much in detail since I really did just give you an example, but you have Haikyuu Legends, where you get a style just like Blue Lock Rivals, and then you have Spike, where you can spin for all this stuff and customize him more in depth so he can play like how you want him to play. That shows you the clear difference between these games. But why exactly are these new wave of anime sports games just taking over? Well, plenty of these new games just seem to be taking over due to the trend following developers. Now, we've seen this with multiple different types of trends. We've seen Battlegrounds games blow up and thousands of Battlegrounds games follow after. We've seen thousands of tower defenses blow up, thousands of tower defense games following after, and we've seen thousands of RNG games blow up and 1,000 follow after. This is no different. But the owner of Blue Lock Rivals is actually crazy smart, because he released the game around the time that season 2 was picking up some hype, and the game itself has better animation than all of season 2. Now, given season 2's animation did get better towards the end, y'all get what I'm saying, but I'm not gonna go into detail about Blue Lock. But a lot of people did see the success that Blue Lock Rivals had, so a lot of people have also been putting Blue Lock games into development. But it's not even just Blue Lock at this point. The game in the background called Haikyuu Legends, this game is literally based off of Blue Lock Rivals. I don't know what you want me to tell you. I don't know if you're a fan of this game, but anybody clear as day can see this game would not exist without Blue Lock Rivals. It has a similar UI, it has a similar game flow. The only difference is that it's volleyball. But to build on my point even further, back when Locked released, back when Neo Soccer League released, back when your favorite Blue Lock game released, even if it isn't the ones I listed, we didn't see countless Blue Lock games coming to the platform because of the success of those games. But with the success of Blue Lock Rivals, there's already 2 Blue Lock games in dev, and I know y'all are gonna say, yo, 2's not even a lot. They're pushing it. The games look good, yada 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 yada. But I'm telling you guys, throughout all of 2025, we're going to see a lot more Blue Lock games on the platform. But nah, forget that. By the end of the year, they're gonna move on from Blue Lock. They're gonna move on from Haikyuu. They're gonna move on to Inazuma 11. We gonna start getting games like that on the platform. Then we finna start getting games on that golf anime. What's it called? Rising Impact? But I digress. We're getting a game named Kuroko's Basket Showdown, and if you can't see that this game is based off of Blue Lock Rivals, you need to turn around and go in the mirror to look to see if your head is on straight, cause you clearly ain't thinking right. Like, no duh's a different anime, I know that much, but from the UI again, from the gameplay again, the only difference is that it's basketball. I'm sure you'll have the same style and flow mechanic where you spin for it. I bet there's about to be lucky spins all over again. I bet there's about to be unbalanced skills over again. And shoot, for the fun of it, make the hitboxes bad as well. Make it so if I'm going up for a dunk, I'm getting blocked by a dude from half court, because that's how Blue Lock Rivals is. I'm joking, by the way. The hitboxes are bad. They ain't that bad, but they're pretty bad. I'm gonna be so real. But coming back to my main point, if you can't tell that these games are being created for the sole purpose that they saw Blue Lock Rivals do well, I honestly can't persuade you. I can't change your opinion, and I'm not hating on any of these games. Some of the games look good, and when I say some, I'm gonna leave it at some. I'm gonna not say which, but the cinematics, stuff like that, the graphics, they're good in most of these games. But the sheer fact that they're only being created to follow a trend, I just don't really rock with that, because it shows that developers aren't truly being unique and using their skill sets to their utmost abilities. But you know they want that bag, so go for it. I'd do the same if I could develop games. But moving on to my final point, we just have to talk about the good and we have to talk about the bad of what this trend has to hold for Roblox. Now, starting off with the good, if you love these anime sports type of games, then you'll be eating good for these next few months and possibly for the entire year if we're seeing a trend as powerful as some of the trends that we got last year. You're going to be able to have an endless selection of Blue Lock games and any anime sports that you can think about. I'm sure there'll be at least 2 of them on this platform. And in all honesty, the graphics for most of these games look good. The cutscenes for most of these games, they do look good. But the gameplay will all honestly be the same unless some developer team decides to step their game up a step above the one before them so they could have a better gameplay loop and hopefully maintain the longevity of their game. But now we just have to talk about the bad. Now, this will get boring quick for some, and like I mentioned before, it'll stay fun for others. But we've seen this plenty of times with Battlegrounds games. They've started off all right. Some people just never liked them in the first place. Some people did, but throughout the entire year of 2023 and 2024, and honestly even 2025, we are going to get plenty of Battlegrounds games, and we got plenty of Battlegrounds games. I'm not going to go into depth with every single genre because you know we've gotten countless tower defenses and countless RNGs. But we just always see this when a game has crazy amounts of success. Developers also want to tap into the bag that the other developers are getting, so they're gonna go and they're gonna make themselves an anime sports game. And to be completely honest, if you throw the graphics aside and every other thing that makes Blue Lock Rivals what it is, the game is simple at that. The controls aren't too crazy. The map obviously isn't crazy. The gameplay isn't too advanced. It's a pretty simple game besides the cutscenes, because the cutscenes are the hardest part. Well, if you look at a game like Haikyuu Legends, and honestly bro, I don't know if I pronounced this anime right one time throughout this entire video, but this game doesn't even have cutscenes. It just has a simple gameplay loop, and it's easy to get into, it's easy to learn, and it's easy to grow your skill, and this game has 40,000 plus. So what I mean when I say all of that is that these games don't have too much behind them besides the graphics, and like I literally just said, Haikyuu Legends doesn't even have the graphics, it just has the game. So I can tell you that a lot of developers are going to take this as an easy route to get a quick bag, and these games are going to easily get repetitive, stale, and boring over time. But that's all from me today. Let me know if you guys like these anime sports games and you're going to be playing every single one that releases, or let me know if you hate them, you're going to dislike every single one that releases, and you're going to talk trash to the developers and the owner of the game every time you come across them. I'm joking. Like, don't do that. That'd be crazy for real. But I'm gonna stop my yapping. Make sure to like, subscribe, turn on notifications so you never miss a banger again. Because like I said last year and like I'm saying this year, that's all I'm gonna continue to post. But have a great rest of your Saturday, and I'll catch y'all in the next one.